Hey guys, my name's Sam and welcome back to Sam's Garden Project. So it is early in the morning, I have a cup of tea. It's going to be a very hot day here, so I'm just going to go around and give everything a deep water before the heat sets in for the afternoon. I thought that it might be time to do a midsummer garden tour. Everything in the garden is at that stage where it's looking a bit dead and struggling because of the heat and the hot weather. Summer's finally kicked in. So I'll do a bit of a garden tour, and then once I do that I will give everything a really deep water. I had a quick look walking around this morning, and there's a few flowers that have opened, so that'd be pretty to show you. And yeah, so there's a few updates as well. But let's do the garden tour. Hey buddy. Hey. So starting here at the almond tree, we didn't harvest any almonds off it this year because the birds got them all, and there's not many, there's like barely anything left on the tree. So I think I need to net it or make it a manageable size. It's quite a big tree, and then net the areas that I want to actually harvest almonds from. But that's okay, it's what's happened the last few years as well. We haven't had any harvest from them because the birds and the cockatoos have gotten to them. So we have an apple tree here as well. Got a nice apple on it. This one's got a bit of bug damage. There's been so much bug damage this year. And there's another one just here. This is just in a pot, so it's not too big. But it's got some fruit on it, which is good. Let's come down here. So I'll give you an overview. It's starting to look like a jungle. There's plenty of growth happening. But yeah, it's also starting to show signs of having a hot summer. So we'll start with the tomatoes. I need to come and tie some of these back up their stalks, their stakes. They've been growing. There's some fruit, there's not that much fruit, but I'm hoping that more fruit will come as the season goes on. But there's some big ones here, starting to get some colour on them, some there. There's some fruit, but yeah, not as prolific and as healthy as other years. This one is a Roma, so there's a typical Roma shaped tomato there. But yeah, I need to come and prune them up, not prune them, tie them up a bit more. We've got the cucumber bed. This is looking really good. I've harvested a couple fruit off it already, but looks like there's some more ready to go. And there's another one in here too. Just there. Got some flowers opening. It's really interesting. The cucumbers look terrible in the heat of the day. They just wilt and they all die back. But then as soon as they have some water, they are good to go again. So that's good. I've got some cucumbers. We've got my Rondenise zucchini. Hopefully this one gets pollinated. Maybe I might pollinate it myself. There's some flowers opened over there. But all these other fruits have not been pollinated, so they've been just rotting away on the plant here. It's attracting some ants, so let's just hope that gets pollinated. What have we got over here? We've got a butternut pumpkin flower going on with no female flowers on it, so that's starting to trellis down. We've got another Rondenise with another female flower opened. I might get this flower here and pollinate them, but we'll do that a bit later. And chamomile has just gone nuts this year. Like, I've grown chamomile before, but it's never been this crazy. There's so many flowers on it. I need to come and harvest them and then dry them and put them in my glass jar for tea throughout the year. I'll show you the other end of the tomato bed. More tomatoes, some tomatoes there. So there's a decent amount. But you can see some of them have like bug damage, they've got sting marks. We don't typically have fruit fly in Melbourne, but I don't think it's fruit fly. All these little marks. You can see that one there. It's just a bug that's gotten into it. But I won't know until we harvest it and cut it open. We've got the loofah over here with a flower opened. None of the other ones have pollinated, I don't think. That one doesn't look like it's pollinated. And there was a couple other ones that were further down. But what we might do, this is a male flower and that's a female flower. So just to make sure that we do get pollination, let's take that one off and dab it on the female flower. Because I'm not going to all the effort of growing loofah to get no loofahs. Perfect. So that should have been pollinated. Let's hope. And I'll have a loofah. We've got some basil here. My Makinasia, more chamomile. I planted out some marigold seedlings that had just been in a tray. Pears are doing alright. So these will be harvested probably in a while. You can see they've got pear and cherry slug damage, but I haven't sprayed them with anything, but that's just life. Over here we had the apricot tree, the peach trees, nectarine trees. I think last week we came and harvested all the stone fruit. That's why all the nets have been taken off. The apricots were delicious, they were so yummy. And peaches and nectarines, there wasn't very many nectarines this year, but they were yummy, whatever we had. And the peaches, we had about 15-16 kilos, and I harvested them all up. I harvested them and preserved them all up. So here we've got my lettuce. It's gone to seed. I've been trying to cover it with just an old t-shirt, just to prevent from the heat getting to it, but they've gone to seed. It hasn't worked. I've got some snake beans here, so they're going to grow up the other side of this trellis. We'll see how well they take off. In this bed here we've got capsicums and the chilies. So the capsicums are just taking off now. They're getting flowers. It took a long time to get to this size, but they're looking really healthy now, and there's plenty of flowers on them, which is good. So hopefully we'll finally get some capsicums. The potatoes there. We've got some beautiful zinnias. I'll be growing these again. They're such pretty flowers. Yeah, all the peach trees. All the peaches. So they're all been harvested. These are empty now, there's nothing on the trees. So I can come through and do some summer pruning to give it some shape. But I need to do some more research on how to do that so I don't stuff up the trees. So down the other end of the capsicums with the chamomile, we've got my Carolina Reaper chilies. So they're growing along nicely, plus my other chili, I think it was a Butchalokia that I bought from Bunnings. My jalapenos are going nuts after all this heat. There's some at the bottom there. So yeah, now that we've had some hot weather, things are really starting to take off, which is lovely. One of my lime trees. This is a mandarin tree, and this one's a lime one. And silver beet. This apple is doing nothing. He probably doesn't like this location in a pot. And my peppermint is doing really well too. I can probably come and harvest another bunch soon. My white sage that went to seed, I could probably cut that back a bit now too. It's got some new growth on it. I'll see if I can harvest a seed because white sage is quite tricky to grow. So I could harvest it and sell it and yeah, potentially do something with all this white sage. And this bed's kind of got nothing in it, so this is on my next, on my to-do list, is to fix up this bed. A little orange tree, dwarf orange tree in a pot. It's got some fruit on it, and it's got some flowers opening, so that's good. The puppies are just playing with each other, and they're so cute. So in this bed, it's kind of a jungle as well, so it's got Makinasia, which will be harvested soon. You can see that the flowers are starting to turn orange, so that means it's nearly ready. If we come through, it's got my zucchini in here as well. There's one little one. That'll be ready in a couple of days' time. And then I've started to trellis it. I've put this kind of growing stake in, and so I'm going to try and wrap it around as it grows to lift it off the ground. But this one is pretty much ready, but I might harvest it tomorrow. And it's got some more female flowers on it. There's one there. There's one that was pollinated probably yesterday, and then one at the bottom here too, which is a nice size, which probably pollinated yesterday, or it might open up later today. My avocado, this one is bacon avocado, and I think it might be dead. It's looking a bit not happy. Got a nice big spider web there. I don't know if you can see. So I'm not going to walk through there. My other avocado is doing okay. Down here. So it's got some weeds and stuff at the bottom, but it's still alive. So this is my bean bed here. There's some potatoes that were just in the soil. So I did another planting of beans, and they are taking a while to get going, but they probably weren't the healthiest. These are the old lot of beans, and so some have got new flowers on them. Some are just like dying back. So I need to come and sort this out. And there's some more beans down the back here. Cosmos flowers are doing really well. I need to come and deadhead them so that they look fresh. Chickens are doing well. It's going to be a hot day today, so it's good that they've got some shade. Hey chickies, they've got some water and food. I put this towel here because as the sun passes over, they don't get any shade in the middle of the day, so at least if I put a towel, they've got some shade that they can sit under until the sun passes over and the lemon tree shades it, just to look after them a bit. Over here at the end of the beans, we've got watermelon and another butternut pumpkin. So watermelon is very slow growing, but it's looking healthy, which is good. It looks better than the one that I tried to grow last year. We've got butternut pumpkin. I don't think that's been pollinated. It doesn't look like it's been pollinated. The vine is starting to trellis out a bit as well. And there's another one. I'm not sure if that's been pollinated. Probably not. It's starting to wilt. Hopefully we get something, because I really want to have some butternut pumpkin we can put up in storage. In this bed over here, this is the one that we planted out with seeds in a recent video. So the birds have gotten into this one, so they've dug it up a little bit. But we've got some radish seeds popping up. And maybe some beetroot, or it doesn't look like carrot, but maybe beetroot. I'm not sure what was planted down this end, but that's okay. I can look back on the video. So because it is going to be about 36-37 degrees today, I'm just going to open this wide, open the greenhouse wide open and just kind of chock it open. I don't want it to get too hot. I do have some plants in here. These are just some of those flowers that were on that big seed tray. My chickens got into it, so I'm trying to rescue them, and I had to put them in separate pots. And down the bottom I've got vanilla, which is doing pretty well in the greenhouse. It's really enjoying this location. and lemongrass, which is also enjoying the heat of the greenhouse. At the moment it's not too hot in the greenhouse, 30 degrees, because I do keep the door open a little bit on hot days, but because it's going to be even hotter today, let's just open it all the way. Blueberry bush is doing okay. It's not liking the heat, it's getting a bit of sun damage, but the passion fruit is also doing okay. It's got some fruit on it, but still a while away before we can harvest anything. They're all still green and small, but yeah, looking forward to that. So yeah, just a quick midsummer garden tour. I thought it was about time that I updated you on what the garden looked like. As you can tell, there's a few things that are looking a bit damaged from all the heat, but that's just how things are, especially in summer when it's hot. At least things are growing. That's my kind of mindset on it. So yeah, now I'm going to go and give everything a really deep water before the heat sets in. It's probably about 8 o'clock in the morning right now, and it's a bit warm, so I'm going to give everything a big water. And yeah, so thanks for hanging out with me this morning, doing a little garden tour, and yeah, let me know in the comments what you're growing and what season you're in, and yeah, I'll see you next time. Thanks guys. Hi.